Welcome back to another Digimon review. Last episode, the good guys saved Angemon's egg and Poyomon was born. And now, Devimon has appeared, and it seems like the final battle is going to start. Finally, it's my boy, Devimon. Here he comes.
He's here! Agumon! You better Digivolve! Right!
And we see that champion level Devimon is strong enough to hurt ultimate level Metal Greymon and Garurumon. We are once again told that the data being absorbed from the network is going to the digital world, which we already knew last episode. It seems like the data from the network is being sent to the crystal that we saw last episode, which in turn is making Devimon more powerful. And also, it seems that the Dark Miasma is making Devimon more powerful, and he is using the miasma itself to attack the good guys. Meanwhile, the Digimon in the network start their attack on Kalamarimon. Then Takeru confronts Devimon as Devimon is overpowering Garurumon and Metal Greymon, and he tells him not to attack his Oni-chan. Then Poyomon digivolves into Tokumon. This angers Devimon, and he starts talking like a radio. Which is really weird. It's very strange. And then we see something very important. Inside the crystal we see dark energy swarming around, and it takes the appearance of MoonMilleniummon. Holy shit, this is undoubtedly MoonMilleniummon, who is an evil god Digimon, normally seen in the form of Milleniummon. He's been in a few other Digimon continuities? How should I say it? Alternate timelines. He's been in some games that aren't necessarily related to this series. It's very interesting. And he is potentially an undefeatable enemy. He even has a further digivolution in the form of Milleniummon. This opens up a ridiculous amount for this series. Milleniummon has been a villain floating around since 1999 in some old Digimon video games centered around Ryo Akiyama. Ryo Akiyama is originally part of the original Digimon Adventure universe. Ryo, interestingly, would then become part of the Digimon Tamers universe. There's even a game where Ryu met Ken from Digimon Adventure 02 before he became the Digimon Emperor, and Milleniummon was the reason Ken became the Digimon Emperor, and we see a flashback to that in Digimon Adventure 02. See, MoonMilleniummon, or just Milleniummon, can travel through time and space, so potentially the one we see in this series might even be the same one that was canonically a part of the original Digimon Adventure universe that was the villain in the games. So, even though this is our first time seeing MoonMilleniummon, at least in an anime, we did get a brief glimpse of Milleniummon in the flashback that was briefly shown in Digimon Adventure 02. It's only been, 21 years to finally get Milleniummon as the villain of an anime? So, yeah, as you can see, MoonMilleniummon being in this series is pretty damn important. It could actually link the Adventure 2020 universe to the original Adventure universe. They might be part of the same continuity, but alternate timelines. And maybe even the Digimon Tamers universe, since that is where Ryu ended up. Oh boy. I could go on about this. I might have to do a separate video about all of this. In fact, I think I'm going to have to. I'll talk about the appearances of Milleniummon throughout the franchise, and talk about how they could potentially be linked, and how that could potentially spell out the future of this series. Right, so with that said, and me stressing the importance of that far too much, let's go back to the episode. So Devimon digivolves into NeoDevimon, finally. NeoDevimon is pretty damn awesome. I don't think he has appeared in any anime so far. Not that I can think of anyway. Was he maybe in Digimon Cross Wars? I'm not sure, it's been a while since I've seen that. Either way, NeoDevimon is such a cool form. And unsurprisingly, NeoDevimon overpowers the good guys. However, the Digidestined don't give up, and their Digimon inexplicably power up. This leads to the Digimon in the network to digivolve into their ultimate forms, which they should have done in the first place. And they manage to defeat Kalamarimon, and they destroy the obelisk that Kalamarimon was using to send data to the digital world. This cuts off the crystal's power supply, which cuts off Devimon's power supply, and it saves the ships that have been threatening to crash into the port of Singapore, if you remember that subplot. And they managed to actually defeat NeoDevimon. Hell yeah. But then we see Dark Knightmon. He is still around, and he steals the MoonMilleniummon crystal. He then uses it to allow a final evolution for NeoDevimon. Holy shit. A mega form for Devimon. And as he's digivolving, we get a cliffhanger. Oh boy. A good cliffhanger though. This is a very good cliffhanger. So we won't be seeing Devimon's mega form in this episode. Unless it's shown in the next episode preview. Yes, it actually is shown in the next episode preview. We find out it is called Devimon. It looks very evil and very crazy. We also see that Tai Chi might be forcing Metal Greymon into a dark digivolution, like in the original series when he forced Greymon to digivolve into Skull Greymon. This has been the subject of discussion for quite some time now, as every time Greymon digivolves into Metal Greymon, we catch a glimpse of Machinedramon, a Digimon that could potentially be Metal Greymon's dark digivolution this time around. So I guess we'll find out next episode. Okay, review time. It should be no surprise that I am going to grade this episode an A grade. That's right, it was so full of content and it had so much action and just general greatness. Devimon, NeoDevimon, and the power of a megaform for the next episode for Devimon, plus the reveal of MoonMilleniummon, which is of MoonMilleniummon. Did I say that right? MoonMilleniummon, which is just huge, and it finally shut down the little subplot of Calamarimon in the network. This feels as good, if not better, than the old Argamon episodes that started off the series. It is walking in the footsteps of its predecessors by finally having the final battle with Devimon, but it is paving its own path by having his ultimate megaforms, and showing us that there is a force behind Devimon in the form of MoonMilleniummon. So this episode did amazingly well. Hal, it feels like it's more than just one grade ahead of the episodes that I've been given a B grade to, but there isn't a grade better than an A grade. An A+? An A star? No. If I start giving plus and star grades, then this grading system will just become silly, so let's not bother with that. An A grade it is. Right, until next time, if you have not watched the episode itself, please do. It is pretty damn amazing. And next episode will be NeoDevimon and the dark digivolution of Metal Greymon. See you then.